What is your forbidden kitchen fantasy?
Okay.
Food-based.
Food-based. Okay.
Are you a cook or are you a florist?
You can't ask this, San Pellegrino. So now it is time for a Lima special. We have two great chefs with us right here. One has a restaurant which was crowned the best restaurant in the world. That's right. That's right. That's right. And the other is a young chef that was launched right here. Time to make some noise. A round of applause for Mitja Zamora and Nelson Freitas, everybody.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
How are you guys? Thank you for being here. So talk to me, Lima life. Have you guys crossed paths?
Actually, yes, but we have cross paths in our restaurants, you know,
Right.
in Colle and in Maido.
And do you guys ever get time away from your, crazy lives as chefs to, maybe have dinner together? Will tonight be the night?
It's only tonight.
It's just tonight.
Looks like it.
They're busy. They're busy. It's the best restaurant in the world, okay? Okay, are you ready for your 7 deadly sins? We're going to begin with a little bit of pride. So here we go. First up, Mitja, have you ever faked humility just to hear the opposite?
You know what? I haven't, people that know me for a long time, they know I've been the same way since I was a kid. So it's the same it's the same right now. So no.
I mean, you feel very humble, very grounded. I like that.
I mean, it is what it is. I really, actually, I don't like talking about me. I really, even though I feel embarrassed about that. So anyways, that's the way I am.
We'll move on. We don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
If I had like the best restaurant in the
we're done
world,
then.
I'd be wearing a crown. I'd be like, it's me. It's
Nice,
me. Okay, we're done. No more questions.
No more
Yeah.
questions.
Okay, Nelson, let's ask your question for pride. What's harder to handle for you, failure or success?
Well, definitely failure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because we try really hard for both of them, no? And if you succeed, well, at least if you know your way, you just keep going.
Yeah.
If you fail it, you need to try again. So
Yes.
definitely failure, yeah, sure.
Okay, we're going to move on to sin number 2 is envy. Okay, here we go, Misha. Do you envy more a young rising star or an old master?
Rather than envy, I think it's inspiring, huh? Because, and I don't know if you heard about it, but the person I admire the most is my dad. And he always told me, and when I was in Japan, I learned from my boss has 75 years of age. And one thing I always hear is, of course, you learn from the people that are older than you. You should, actually. No, if not, you will never learn. But on the other side, time goes by very quickly in life, and you feel young, but you are not so young anymore. And the new generations come, and you sometimes say, I don't understand what's going on with this generation. So it's not that you have to understand. It's you are getting old. You know, that's the reason. So you have to learn from them.
Yeah.
I think you can learn from both.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it. Okay, Nelson, let's do your envy question. In the age of social media, everyone's, posting food and chefs get to post every day. Do you think envy has become unavoidable? Because you see a lot of food, a lot of chefs. Your competition is right in your face on your phone.
No, I wouldn't call it envy, at
Okay.
least. Because obviously, I look to the previous winner in the competition-wise, or I look at Chef Misha, for example, or the best chefs in the world, and I don't envy them. I admire them, no? I respect that, and I want to become that, I want to become better than that. But it's not envy, it's admiration, no? After all. So I would say no, definitely not envy.
Yeah, because admiration, you can take something from it, and envy is just
It's not the same feeling, is it?
no, very different. One's mean. Yeah, one's quite mean. Okay, we're gonna talk about wrath. The kitchen can be a tense place to work, famously. So we want to talk to you guys about anger. Misha, what is the meanest thing you've ever done to a colleague in the kitchen?
The meanest thing. Well, we used to work. I used to work in a hotel, and the worst thing that could happen to us was layovers. So basically, when a plane doesn't leave, and all the passengers come to the hotel at midnight, and you have to feed 300 people, all of a sudden, and you are already finishing your shift, and you're about to leave the hotel. So that day, we were supposed to go for some drinks with the kitchen. Everybody was ready. Everybody was changed. I was in charge of the kitchen, and I told everybody that we had a plane, and 300 people were coming to the hotel. And all of a sudden, we went to the storeroom. Nobody was coming. Okay, and when they brought the things upstairs, I said, "Okay, so just put him in the camera in the fridge. Everybody's here." So because there were people that were not coming to the meeting we're gonna have. So if you are already here and everybody has not left the hotel, we'll go for some drinks. So it was like an hour of people that complaining and complaining about the layover, but then they were happy having drinks.
That's a good trick. Yeah, quite a good trick.
So everybody
actually.
went, you know?
Yeah, then they don't know where they're going with you. They don't know where you're going with you. Okay, Nelson, let's ask your wrath question. This is good. I want to know this. I think this is good. Is there a sound in the kitchen that drives you crazy?
A sound. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what is that sound?
I can think of when a chef or a cook scrap the feet on the floor. You know that feeling?
Like the squeak, like the...
Yeah, that's
Yep.
kind of annoying.
Yeah, that's a bad one. That's a bad one. Mine is, I hate the noise of an extractor fan. You know, like... I hate that. No?
That's
Okay.
a sheep.
No? Forget it. No? I can be in a really bad mood and then I'm like, why am I angry? And it's the extractor fan is on. It's like my worst sound. So we won't have that on today. Okay, we're going to go on to greed. Where is greed? Here we go. Let's talk greed. Okay, have you ever raised the price of a dish just because it looks better on the menu?
Actually, not for that.
No.
No, not for that. But I think it's because it's really worth it, you know. And it's not because of the ingredient, but all the people that are working on that dish. Sometimes you say, "Hey, this preparation or this dish has so many things going on that have so many people working on that we should raise the price for that."
Okay, so yeah, no, that's because it deserved it.
It deserved it.
Yeah, they deserved it, not just for nonsense. It was the
No.
right thing to do, right thing to do. Okay, your greed question, Nelson, here we go. Okay, quite a deep one. What is more precious to you today? Time, money, or recognition? It's one for your therapy, yeah.
Well, maybe a couple of years ago, probably by order, recognition, recognition, money, and time. I'll say that. But nowadays, definitely not recognition. Maybe now, because when you start your career, you want to be recognized. No, you're eager to learn, so you don't care about your personal time after all. But maybe now you value your time with your family, with your girlfriend, with your friends, and then probably the money. And in the end, the recognition. Now I can say that.
Yeah.
But probably in the future, I'll put money first. I don't know.
So is it changing?
Yeah, I
We're
think it
changing,
changes.
we're changing. Okay, we go on now to the next sin of lust. And I would like to know, Misha, what is your forbidden kitchen fantasy?
Okay.
Food-based.
Food-based. Okay.
Relax.
I already done it, though.
Okay.
It's not a fantasy anymore, right?
Okay, well, let's
I will do it
anyway.
again.
Come on, yeah.
Going into the restaurant, I did this a long time ago, okay? When Maido didn't have a high wall, so we were with some chefs, going out for drinks. It was a Saturday night, and we were all hungry. Maido was just open, maybe 3 years since we opened, and I didn't have the key for the restaurant, but everybody said we want to have fried rice. Okay, so let's go to Maido. I'll cook the fried rice. We're like 10. So I had to jump the wall to get into the restaurant. The door was open, so I got into the kitchen. I could open the back of the door the door that led to the kitchen, or to the staff area. So everybody went to the dining room. We went to the kitchen. Everybody went to the kitchen. No, we cracked like about 40 or 50 eggs, I don't remember. Okay, all the mise en place, the rice that was for the next day. Sorry, Brigade from Maido at that time. They were already very pissed off about this because we grabbed whatever, fried rice is you grab whatever you have. So we had some short ribs, we had some pork, chicken. No, chicken, we didn't have chicken at that time. So whatever we found in the fridge, we used it. Two woks, high heat, and we make the fried rice, a big fried rice. And we were just, with a big spoon, eating from there. And we left the restaurant. We didn't clean up.
Wow.
All of a sudden, I received a call in the morning, what happened yesterday.
I have no idea. We were broken into.
So, yes, but it was fun.
That's a good fantasy. I
would never do it again, okay?
Never again.
Never again.
I love that, after a few drinks, you're like, let's go back to the world's best restaurant. Come on, I'll break in. I love that story. Okay, Nelson, Lust, your question. Have you ever cooked something just to seduce somebody? Wow.
Well, yeah. I can give you two examples.
Okay, 2.
When I started the cooking school, I like to go out with my friends on a Saturday. So obviously, I tried to seduce my parents with the Saturday lunch.
Oh, that's good.
I wasn't very good because I wasn't very successful at the time. Oh well.
So you'd make them lunch so that you could be like, let Nelson go
Exactly.
out.
But I wasn't very successful.
Wasn't that good?
So I was learning though. And obviously, I'm my girlfriend, and that apparently I improved because we're together by 4 years now. So that
It does happen.
That improved the chef skills.
Yeah, well, congratulations on that. Yeah, fantastic. And we're going to slow things down. We're going to move from lust to being a sloth. Okay, here we go. Misha, is there an ingredient you avoid because it's just too much hassle?
Since the beginning, bad food, that is for savory dishes, okay? I don't use one specific fruit for savory dishes, which is passion fruit.
Okay.
Like something that would make me really mad is to see a passion fruit ceviche.
Right.
It's like, no.
No, it's not happening.
No, in Maido, there's no passion fruit.
No, it doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. I like that honest answer there. Nelson, your sloth question. Okay, we're looking into the future here. Do you think AI could ever replace creativity? Maybe on those days when you just don't feel like cooking, would you ever type ingredients into AI to ask for a recipe?
Not replace.
No.
Not replace. It's definitely a tool. We all use it, no? I ask some things to ChatGPT. I'm not gonna say it, but not replace it for sure. Not gonna replace it, but it's an important tool, and we all use it daily basis. So I think definitely we're gonna work together with AI. We already do, but we'll never replace it because AI. There's no emotional connection with creativity. And even if you are tired, you just, I don't know, in my case, some pasta, some quick stuff. I'm not gonna ask some ChatGPT what's going on, what I'm gonna cook.
Okay, we come to the final sin, gluttony. Here we go. Have you ever given in to temptation and eaten the dish yourself? Well, kind of, when you broke into the restaurant.
I cooked it myself, and everybody ate it.
Yeah, but have you
That's
ever...
even better, you know.
That's even better. So yeah, you
You
kind
shared.
of have. Yeah, you shared. Yeah, shared. It was a communal thing. And Nelson, let's ask a question for you on gluttony. Oh, this is good. Is there something that you love to cook just for yourself in secret that you wouldn't like to announce to the world apart from right now? Any guilty pleasures or anything that you love to have?
Not well about anything about the pasta with garlic. I really enjoyed myself a pastel de nata, but I can eat it because now I'm in Peru.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
that is amazing. But I'm not cooking a pastel de nata, so I just order in as well.
Yeah, just ordering. Yeah, it's got to be done. Can I ask what is the reaction when if people recognize you in restaurants? You know, have you ever seen anyone be like, "Oh my God, he's here, the guy with the best restaurant in the world"? Have you ever witnessed anyone notice you?
It happens sometimes, yes, but in a good way, you know.
Yeah, and I prepared these delicious meals for you, so feel free to eat this afterwards. A round of applause for our final chefs, Misha and Nelson, everybody. I did make these for you.
Thank you very much.